Hey kiddos, so before we start today, I just want to mention the fact that you guys already know how to do this. This is basically just like how we speak on a normal day basis. It's called subject-verb agreement. And what you're talking about and the verb that goes along with it, so the action has to be within the same tense in order for it to make sense. So what it says is a verb must agree with its subject. A singular subject takes a singular verb. A plural subject takes a plural verb. So we're going to write that in our grammar notes. I want you guys to put your date. Oops. And I want you guys to put subject verb agreement. Single subject equals single, what did that say? Single verb. Oopsies. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Singular verb. All right. A plural subject takes a plural verb. Okay, pause it right here. Otherwise, you're going to miss some stuff. Make sure you have all this written down before you move on. Okay. Then we go into, in order to do that, we add s or es to most verbs. So you guys know how to do that. So the scientist looks through the microscope. So if it's happening right now, we wouldn't say looked. We would say we wouldn't say he had looked. We would say the scientist looks through the microscope, because look doesn't make sense. So we add that s at the end of it. We also add es sometimes as well. So Raul's father watches from the stands. Since it's present tense, which means it's happening right now, we add that es in order for the subject and the verb to agree, because it's just one father and it's just one scientist. So we add that s or the es. All right, so we have to put down that we have to add s or es to most verbs in present tense if the singular subject is singular. So I am going to get fancy over here and do this, so you guys can see it while we type it too. Maybe it wants me to do this. Okay, so it says we need to add s or es to most verbs you're writing in your notebook in the present tense. So that means now, if subject is singular. So if we're talking about someone named Bob, that's singular, it's our singular subject. If he is walking to the store, that would be future. He is walking to the store. But if it's present tense, Bob walks to the store. That's happening right now. Okay, then it says a prepositional phrase that comes between a subject and a verb does not affect subject-verb agreement. So the box of toys collects dust. So it's just saying that box here, it's a single subject. So you have to add that s to the verb that goes with it. And then finally, are you ready? Collective nouns. We have talked about these before when we were talking about nouns. Collective nouns are like a group of things. So it says, such as a class or government, describe a group of people or things. They take singular verb when they refer to as a group or a whole. So the team, now you all know team is a collective noun because there's more than one person in it. But because it's one team, we keep this as singular subject verb agreement. Okay, the flock of birds. There's more than one bird, but because it's one flock, we just say the flock of birds flies over the river. So then they also include, so all we have to put here is that collective nouns, oh, my big head's in the way, go figure. Collective nouns equals singular subject verb agreement. All right, and then finally it says, if the subject is I, you, or plural, do not add the S. So it says, I listen to music. Listen, I is the subject. What are they doing? They listen to music. It doesn't say listens to music. That would not make sense at all. If it said I listens to music, it sounds really funny. Or you would say you travels a lot. We don't add that S when we're talking about I, you, or anything plural. Okay? So the club members, that's more than one, they meet. No S. They don't meet after class. They just meet after class. Okay, so that means over here we need to add in that if, hang on, where did my, oh, boogers. There it is. Okay, if my, subject is plural, we do not add an S. All right, so basically now you're all freaking out and you're like, holy guacamole, Miss Sanders, what were you just talking about? Subject verb agreement. There's a lot of big words in there to comprehend. Now, you'll be happy to know that this page is going to be really easy for you because I just want you to think to yourself, does that make sense the way I read it? So it says, read each sentence and write the correct present tense form of the verb in parentheses on the line. So, wait is our verb. Do we keep it as wait or do we change it to waits? The principal, wait for the student on the stage? No, that doesn't sound right. We need to turn it into waits. Okay, that's one that we add just an S to. This is a singular subject, so we add the S and the ES. I want to show you guys a plural subject down here. The students. There's more than one. Not right now, Nicole. The students begin to sing a song. So, what we need to do is we need to change the students begin to sing a song. So, because we're talking about a group of students and it's one group, we actually keep it as begin. And we don't add an S to it because it's more than one student. Okay, Nicole. Go plug it in. All right, guys, sorry. My niece needed me for a second. Okay, so hang on. I know I was really distracted for this one, so let's re-explain it, okay? So we've got plural. Because it's plural, we don't add the S at the end. When it's singular, we add the S at the end. Again, just do what makes sense, what sounds right. You only have 6 problems. I can't find my eraser. You only have 6 problems on this page. It looks like, I'll have to delete those in a second. I don't want you to do this because we're going to practice more subject verb agreements tomorrow. All right, boys and girls, have a lovely day.